When a business decides to scale, whether opening a new retail storefront or expanding into a new city, they hit a critical inflection point. At that exact moment, their entire revenue model becomes completely dependent on their transport network's reliability. Yet business owners frequently hesitate to pull the trigger on expansion. They look at the traditional transit model and see a severe operational hazard: the reliance on pure third-party logistics brokers. This flowchart illustrates the problem. When you rely on a middleman broker, your business surrenders all direct physical control over its freight. If a contracted outside driver fails to show up, the broker is entirely powerless to rescue the shipment. That severed chain of custody leads directly to empty retail shelves, broken supply chains, and permanent loss of client trust. To regain control, expanding operations often attempt the obvious alternative: building and managing their own in-house fleet of trucks. Looking at this chart, we can see the immediate financial fallout. The costs of truck leases, volatile fuel overhead, and the administrative strain of driver compliance create a massive capital drain that quickly outpaces the core revenue of the business. This leaves growing businesses paralyzed between two unworkable choices. They can risk the sheer unreliability of outside brokers or suffer the crippling overhead of a self-managed fleet. Because of this tension, geographic expansion frequently grinds to a halt. WTM Logistics operates specifically to resolve this bottleneck. They act as a structural bypass for expanding operations. They provide instant, on-demand access to an independent, asset-backed commercial transport network. Because WTM owns the physical trucks and facilities, they establish a direct line from hub to delivery point, eliminating the middleman entirely. That unbroken connection means WTM legally and physically protects the end-to-end chain of custody for every single shipment. Logistical vulnerability is replaced by a predictable, high-speed regional asset that you command on demand. Establishing a successful local market presence requires immediate, unforgiving reaction speeds when your critical inventory runs dangerously low. To achieve this, WTM operates a dedicated central dispatch core that deploys on-demand courier routes. Standard delivery wait times are completely eliminated. They run a fast, dependable same-day delivery loop that collects localized freight and seamlessly connects major metropolitan cores directly to surrounding industrial nodes. With a rapid pickup-to-delivery workflow, retail storefronts can operate aggressively, keeping shelves stocked without taking on the massive overhead of vast backroom inventory storage. As branch locations succeed, their intake volumes naturally scale from single pallets to exclusive freight lanes. This split screen highlights the flaw in traditional multi-day LTL shipping. At the top, cargo sits stagnant at slow hubs. On the bottom, WTM's high-velocity model keeps freight constantly in motion. Shipments are rapidly sorted and immediately routed back into transit lanes. For corporate operations pushing higher volumes that require absolute lane exclusivity, WTM deploys dedicated trucks. These scalable options grant expanding businesses a private fleet experience. You establish a guaranteed, isolated supply line strictly for your brand, entirely avoiding the massive capital risk of buying the trucks yourself. Then there are zero-tolerance environments. When a critical mechanical failure strikes an industrial site or a stock crisis threatens a branch, standard shipping timelines become functionally useless. WTM commands an elite, urgent Hotshot network for exactly these moments. They utilize point-to-point dedicated vehicles driven by operators running non-stop to deliver high-value payloads. These runs require specialized assets, including lightweight refrigeration and climate-controlled freight setups to handle delicate or regulated cargo through rugged conditions. This elite intervention capability ensures strict technical compliance for pharmaceutical and industrial wholesale suppliers, instantly halting any costly operational downtime. Pulling back from individual services, WTM Logistics operates as an expansive growth infrastructure engine for corporate enterprises. Looking at this map of Western Canada, WTM anchors its continuous lane authority from two core logistical hubs, Calgary and Edmonton. From there, rapid regional fleets deploy outward, establishing direct routes into key industrial corridors like Fort McMurray, Grande Prairie, and Red Deer. The network pushes even further to the edges of the region, hitting distant markets including Yellowknife, Fort St. John, Dawson Creek, and Cranbrook. This direct carrier transit speed across major trade corridors secures absolute regional coverage, giving local businesses the physical reach to become regional powerhouses. By commanding an arsenal of asset-backed LTL shipping, on-demand courier routes, and urgent industrial hotshots, businesses can eliminate shipping hesitation entirely. Eradicating the broker blind spot removes the primary cause of supply chain failure during expansion. This network allows businesses to scale their geographic reach while protecting regional revenue.